No, this is Mr. Hornsby 83. This is the Mr. Hornsby 83 show, and today we are in Mortal Kombat month. Man, I'll tell you what, this month is almost over. And this month has been going by pretty fast. But today, we are going to be talking about Mortal Kombat characters. Actually, one Mortal Kombat character. That's going to be the Dragon King, Onaga. Talk about why he should be the next villain in the next mainline Mortal Kombat game. Because, you know what? We've had Shao Kahn. We've had Shinnok again. We've had the Deadly Alliance again. We've had Kronika. Guess you could say we've had Havoc. So why can't we get the return of the Dragon King? Well, I'm going to talk about all the reasons why they should make Onaga, the Dragon King, the next main villain in the next mainline Mortal Kombat game. So let's get into it. Anyway, number one, let's talk about the number one reason why Onaga should be the next. I mean, well, I guess you could say we got Havoc too in the freaking expansion pack. And we had Shang Tsung again also in Mortal Kombat 11's expansion pack. But, yeah. Let's talk about why we should have Onaga, the Dragon King, as the new main villain for whatever the next mainline Mortal Kombat game is. Because we all know the next Mortal Kombat games are coming out are going to be the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. And I'm pretty sure NetherRealm is going to pretty much sit on that collection for a bit until they decide to make the next till they decide to make the next Mortal Kombat game. So NetherRealm's going to sit on that collection for a bit. Anyway, speaking of NetherRealm, before I get into the reasons why, there were some shake-ups in management at NetherRealm this past week, and a lot of people are saying it's for the good. And one of them being Maximilian Dood. So, yeah. Or Maximilian Dud, whatever his name is. But, you know what? That could... Like, it wasn't a shake-up at NetherRealm. It was a shake-up at WB Games. So that could be something that we could look forward to with another thing under the umbrella of WB that we could see a new game of in the next couple years. But I'll talk about that next week. Anyway, now let's get into it. I've wasted 3 minutes of already just talking. Alright. Reason number one why Onaga should be the main villain of the new Mortal Kombat mainline game is because there ain't no more threats. All the big threats are gone. You killed Shang Tsung. You took down Havoc, Titan Havoc. Yeah, you killed Titan Shang Tsung. You took down Titan Havoc. Shao Kahn has been nerfed by Fire God Liu Kang. Shinnok won't stand a chance against Liu Kang, especially now that he's a god. Shinnok ain't gonna stand a chance against Liu Kang. Kronika has been destroyed. So, where's that next big threat gonna be? It's gonna be Onaga, the Dragon King, because Liu Kang did not encounter Onaga in Mortal Kombat Deception. He was dead, he was a zombie. Well, I guess you could say he did in a way, and then in a way he didn't, but that's supposedly a different timeline as well. But Onaga could be that powerful threat moving forward in the Mortal Kombat franchise that Earthrealm has to worry about. It could be that new real big threat because he still has all the powers he had in the original timeline, He's the one that trained Shao Kahn to be what Shao Kahn became to be. He's the one that is the only one I can think of that would be a big threat in the next Mortal Kombat game. Because if you played the Mortal Kombat 1 expansion, you've beaten Titan Havoc as well. He's been beaten and killed. So there's no other threats. You got no other choice. You've also killed Titan Quan Chi as well. So you got no other choice other than Onaga to be the next big threat in the Mortal Kombat game. Not to mention, the last time Onaga became the main villain in the Mortal Kombat franchise was after the Deadly Alliance, which he wiped them out. Well, he didn't. Apparently Quan Chi escaped, so he didn't kill Quan Chi, but he did kill Shang Tsung, and he did kill Raiden, who became Dark Raiden after that, because Raiden sacrificed himself because he knew they couldn't beat Onaga. Heck, Raiden couldn't even beat the Deadly Alliance. And you see Armageddon, I guess it's Dark Raiden, that's what weakened him, because that's why Shao Kahn beats him in the Armageddon tournament. So who else could be a freaking threat? You could try Shao Kahn again, but like I said, Shao Kahn admitted he nerfed, or Liu Kang admitted he nerfed Shao Kahn's powers. Now, he was still respectful to Shao Kahn. He didn't make him a total washed up jobber, but you know, he nerfed the power of Shao Kahn. So Shao Kahn's not going to be a threat because he nerfed his power. Unless Shao Kahn finds a way to become powerful between Mortal Kombat 1 and now, but last time we saw Shao Kahn, he was locked up in jail. So who knows? But another reason why is too is because, you know, you're left that void of villains once you killed off Kronika, Shinnok, nerfed Shao Kahn, killed Titan Shang Tsung, and Reiko is no stronger. Reiko's still weak too. So, who could be a threat big enough to threaten the world in the absence of guys like Shao Kahn and Shang Tsung and all that? None other than Onaga. And I don't think Liu Kang nerfed Onaga because he never mentioned anything about it, but I don't think he never did. Another reason why is because throughout the game, Mortal Kombat 1, you do get a lot of mentions of the Dragon King, Onaga. And I think Onaga is going to be the next big bad in the next Mortal Kombat game. I mean, it's got to happen. NetherRealm, after what happened with Mortal Kombat 1, they listened to the fans. We got the Mortal Kombat Collection Legacy coming out. Probably get Collection Legacy 2 somewhere down the line. But they listened to the fans. So, and a lot of the fans have been talking about wanting Onaga. Now, you could make a case to go with Tavian's brother from Armageddon. You can go with Tavian's brother, Dagon. He could be a threat, but really he's not. I don't know. Shao Kahn was able to get through him, or I don't know, Dark Raiden got through him, Shao Kahn got through Taven, so, you know, it ended up being Raiden and Shao Kahn at the end. Taven had nothing to do with the finale of Mortal Kombat Armageddon. It was down to Dark Raiden, and it was down to Shao Kahn. So, how in the world, what was the point in building up Taven with Armageddon if, you know, Taven was just going to get beat anyway? Probably by Shao Kahn, and Dagon probably got beat by frickin' Raiden. So, well, Dark Raiden, I gotta keep remembering to say Dark Raiden. Got beat by Dark Raiden, and Shao Kahn beat Taven. So yeah, you could go with Dagon. Might make sense. It's another god thing too, just like with Shinnok. But who knows? Maybe they'll come up with a completely new villain. One thing I do hope is if they do make Onaga the main villain in the next main Mortal Kombat game, not no Legacy Collection or any of that, but if they do, maybe we will see Kintaro get some respect as the underboss to Onaga. Like, yeah, cause you totally switched the storyline. So, yeah, he existed in Mortal Kombat 9 and X, and the X comic and all that. But when Liu Kang changed the time and nerfed Shao Kahn's power, that means Shao Kahn didn't rise to be the Shao Kahn we know from the old games and Mortal Kombat 9, because, you know, I think it's what was it, 11, yeah. 11, he was pretty much used as a hitman for frickin', for Kronika. He was like the hired muscle for Kronika in Mortal Kombat 11. And the Aftermath, you see how all that went in the Aftermath too, so everybody who's played Aftermath knows what happened. But then he gets beat by Shang Tsung. First of all, how does Shang Tsung get more powerful than Shao Kahn? I didn't like that. You know. Because if Shang Tsung had the ability to get stronger than Shao Kahn, why did he not do it sooner and beat Shao Kahn sooner? And why in the original timeline with Deadly Alliance he has to have help from Quan Chi? Oh no, I'm pretty sure Quan Chi could have probably handled Shao Kahn on his own. And Shao Kahn, you know, but the added help with, you know, Shang Tsung kind of helped out. But, you know, yeah. Honestly, imagine how they did differently with that freaking game, you know. Imagine if they hadn't supposedly killed Shao Kahn, and if they hadn't killed Liu Kang. Liu Kang and Shao Kahn probably would have had to team up to beat the freaking Deadly Alliance, and then Liu Kang would have to beat Shao Kahn again. That would have been an interesting thing. That would have been an interesting storyline. But anyway. Back to Onaga. I mean, because Onaga's the only threat. And like I said, it's since Shao Kahn didn't rise to where he became in the original timeline, then Kintaro could have went and worked for Onaga. Like maybe Onaga got trapped. And that's the only way they could stop him at that time because he was so powerful. But maybe Kintaro frees Onaga. Because Onaga's his master. And Onaga becomes the new big bad of Mortal Kombat. Because for all those years, it was mainly frickin' Shao Kahn was big bad. I mean, yeah, you also had Shinnok. Then you had Quan Chi and frickin' Shang Tsung. Then you got Onaga in Deception, which is one of the best Mortal Kombat games out there. But, yeah, I mean, come on now. It would make perfect sense. There's no other threats around. Titan Havoc's gone. Kronika's gone. Shao Kahn's nerfed. Titan, Shang Tsung, and Quan Chi are both dead. I mean, who else could be a threat other than frickin' Onaga? Maybe Dagon. Maybe he's the one that brings back the Dragon King. I mean, like I said, you could go with Dagon because Liu Kang only said he nerfed Shao Kahn and Reiko. So he didn't nerf everybody up. He didn't nerf like some of the other villains. Like, he nerfed Shang Tsung in that timeline that he created. But he did not nerf. I think he nerfed Shang Tsung and Quan Chi from that timeline. But he didn't nerf the Titan ones. But anyway, yeah. I think Onaga. And you know what? Maybe the next mainline Mortal Kombat game will be the last Mortal Kombat game. And then I think if they do that, they need to completely wipe the slate clean and just totally make a remake of Mortal Kombat the games. Just remake them. No more sequels. Just do prequels or remakes or whatever. Like you could make a whole freaking, with how much lore Mortal Kombat has from '92 to now. You can do a whole freaking prequel series about freaking Mortal Kombat characters. And go back to like the original timeline and all that stuff, and see how Shao Kahn became what he became. See how Shang Tsung and Quan Chi, got to be the Deadly Alliance, all that stuff. You could do all that. Totally remake them, or do prequels to the freaking franchise, like how some of these characters became as powerful as they were in the original Mortal Kombat timelines and all that, and the newer timelines, and you can even do one about how Raiden had to freaking take down Shinnok before the events of Mortal Kombat 4. When, Raiden talked about, I'll wage a war that cost millions of lives. If you've seen the opening credit to Mortal Kombat 4, Raiden talks about years ago he had to fight Shinnok, and, it was a battle that led to a lot of people dying. But in the end, I think just Raiden beat him and trapped him in another realm. You can do stuff like that. But we'll have to wait and see. Because I think it's going to be quite a while before we get the next mainline Mortal Kombat game. Heck, you never know. We get Legacy Pack this year, Part 1. And then like a couple years from now, they do Legacy Pack 2. And then they decide to go back to doing the mainline games. So I think it's going to take a while before we get another new Mortal Kombat game. Maybe they'll freaking take a break, like they did between Armageddon. Yeah, they really take a break, because then you got Mortal Kombat DC after Armageddon. Like a few years after that. Then you went into Mortal Kombat. Maybe they'll take a break between 4 and freaking Deadly Alliance. That lasted, what, 7 years? Because, like, 97 was the when 4 came out. Then 2002 is when Deadly Alliance came out. Because we had Mythology that came out the same year that 4 did. Then we had Special Forces with Jax. I'll be honest with you, I never even knew about that game. I never knew about that game. I never heard about it. Back in the day, I never heard of that. I knew about Mythology because, that got hyped up. And I had the game as a kid, and then I have it now. But I didn't even know about Special Forces until, like, several years ago. But anyway, yeah. So, I mean, it would make perfect sense, especially since, Mortal Kombat 1 was kind of a mixture of Deadly Alliance and Armageddon. Now let's get Deception. I wouldn't be surprised if even Shang, if they even did a thing where Liu Kang personally became the guy that trained Shujinko to be the next champion of Earth. I mean, which, that's something I should have talked about when I talked about why NetherRealm gave up on Mortal Kombat 1 so quickly. Because honestly, and why current Mortal Kombat games were as good as they were, because, when you have, 4 games in the 3D era where you have Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, which was a good game. Mortal Kombat Deception, which was a good game. Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, which was a good game. Armageddon, it's alright. But, yeah. So they had some pretty good hits in the 3D era. Now, you could say Mortal Kombat 4 was in the 3D era, too. And, I kind of like Mortal Kombat 4. I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people say it is. I kind of like it. Only problem I have with it, if you saw a few weeks ago when I played Mortal Kombat 4, that game is so freaking easy. Even on difficulty, I put it on hard. It still ran through and pretty much was unbeaten all the way through Shinnok. I think I lost 1 time. But then again, I don't know. I don't think I did. And I beat 2 mountains. I went straight through 2 mountains on hard. Now, yeah, it was novice and beginner, but you know, pretty sure the other two mountains are pretty easy as well. So yeah. But now, I gotta say, we've all been clamoring to see the return of Onaga in the HD universe. And maybe they'll give that to us. Maybe if they just do the legacy packs, the next Mortal Kombat games that come out are the legacy pack ones. Like you get legacy pack, which would be Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, and 4 arcade versions. You know, certain home console versions of the game, and you know, all that. Then you get the next one, which like has Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance all the way through to Mortal Kombat 9. And then maybe they say, alright, we put enough time between our last game, which was a terrible game to a lot of people, and we're putting all of our focus on a new mainline Mortal Kombat game. So they're probably going to do the legacy packs and then do the next mainline Mortal Kombat game so that, you know, people can forget about the how bad 11 was, because 11 wasn't that good, and make people forget about their hatred for Mortal Kombat 1. And I don't really hate Mortal Kombat 1. I think it's alright. It's a decent game. But I don't know. I don't hate the game. But the story mode just irritated me toward the end. I mean, outside of that, the story mode was pretty good up until toward the end, and then it just, you know, fell apart. So, yeah. And then maybe they'll say, alright, fans want Onaga, we're going to give them Onaga. Will the fans have a loud enough voice to make Kentaro work for Onaga? I think they should. Kentaro could be the one that leads the army, the undead army, that frickin' Dragon King had. But you know, if you look at 5 and Deadly and frickin' Deception, Onaga is undefeated, unbeatable army really didn't do too much. They were just side items for Mortal Kombat 5 and Deception, because no mention of beating you know, the army in Deception when the ending where, you know, Onaga gets beaten, all that stuff by Shijinko, and then there's no freaking talk about it at the end of Deadly Alliance. It's just like, you know, a couple characters got their soul put into the freaking undead army of the Dragon King. Undefeatable. And, you know, and you also see the opening credit. Onaga just blasts his freaking own army aside. They all turn the knee over to him, and as Raiden and them are freaking blasting him, he just takes what they're blasting out, smacks it aside, and hits his undead army. And I think, yeah, Mortal Kombat 1 had a little bit to do with the Onaga's undead army too, but, yeah. They really didn't follow up on that story too well. But, you know what? We'll have to wait and see. Yeah. Because who knows what's going to happen with Mortal Kombat. But I'd like to see Onaga be the main villain in the next mainline Mortal Kombat game that, you know, NetherRealm comes out with. Because I think people's tired of the same old, same old. We got Shao Kahn in 9. And you know what? I don't know how it was possible. Now, Shao Kahn was harder to beat in frickin' 9 than he was in frickin' any version of 3. And yeah, 2, he was hard to beat too, but I think he was a little bit harder in 3. But yeah, I don't see how in the world he could be any harder, and he was way harder in 9 than he was in any version of 3 that we've had with Shao Kahn. But anyway. But yeah, that'll do it. Let me know what you guys think. Should Onaga be the main villain in Mortal Kombat, whatever the next Mortal Kombat mainline game ends up being? I'm not talking about legacy packs. I'm not talking about legacy collections. I'm talking about the next mainline Mortal Kombat game. that will be after Mortal Kombat 1. So let me know. So, we got one more week with Mortal Kombat month. Then we get into anime month. And I got a lot of things I'm going to talk about. One of the things I want to talk about, first thing I'm going to talk about, is Twilight of the Dark Masters. And I'm going to talk about why that never got a DVD and Blu-ray release. I mean, the movie came out, like, in the prime of the very ultra-violent, ultra-nudity-based animes that came out. Came out at the times when stuff like Ninja Scroll and all that stuff came out. And those movies got Blu-ray copies to them. And DVD copies. But when, I don't know, I don't think Ninja Scroll got a DVD copy. I think they got a Blu-ray copy. But I'm going to talk about why Twilight of the Dark Masters should get it. That'll be the first thing I talk about in Anime Month. What else? Yeah. But, and yes, you did read right. I will be doing a toy hunt Wednesday. So there won't be no standard video. I don't really have a topic for this week. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just do a toy hunt. Can't go to the gym because the gym where I'm at is frickin' closed for renovation for right now. Won't open back up till July 5th. I gotta find some way to exercise, so I'm gonna go on a toy hunt Wednesday. But that'll be a good exercise. Walking around the city of Florence. Now, my plan is, because I can't get down to Newport and frickin' 3L, I ain't able to get down there except for once a week. Well, and Alexandria, but I don't ever use the 3L1, so anyway. Can't get to Newport and Alexandria except for once a week, so the plan is, I guess, you know, until they open back up, just go once a week. Go to frickin' Newport or Alexandria and do cardio work until the gym opens back up. You know what? They're renovating and all that. Something they better frickin' do is they better get something for decline. And they better get more spaces for people to go work out with something else, so we don't have to deal with people, especially when there's two people there, they're doing the same workout and then they use two different machines. That stuff really pisses me off in the gym, like, because I'm trying to use that thing, but yet this person with his buddy is using one while he's using the other, or this dude with his old lady's using one while she's using the other. It's like, use the same thing. Y'all are doing the same workout. You're here together. Frickin' use the same thing, for Christ's sakes. Yeah, use the same thing, for Christ's sakes. Don't hog a machine that someone else needs to use for their workout just because for some reason you don't want to use the same one that your buddies have, or that your or the same one that your buddy's using, or the same one that your husband, or, you know, that is using. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just stupid. Why would you do that? I mean, seriously. Like, heck, when I work out with my friends and we use a bench or we use a machine, me and my friend will use the same machine or same bench. I won't use one bench and then my friend goes and uses the other bench. Or when I take my daughter. Or when I take my son. You know, or, you know, my wife's never going to go, but, you know. But if my wife went with me, me and her would use the same bench or same machine. But I hate when people frickin' do that at the gym. They're like, oh, hey, we'll use this one. Anyway, also, if you want, let me know in the comments what you want me to do with King of the Figures Friday. Do you guys want me to do a live stream of it? Or do you think I should just record it, upload it, and then, you know, put it on YouTube after, yeah. You want me to freaking record it, then upload it on YouTube when I'm finished? Or do you guys want to see me just do a live stream of it? And, you know, the past few weeks, live streams have been pretty good for me. I mean, the live streams have done pretty good since I started doing live streams on here. So, yeah. Now for Play Tuesday, I'm going to continue doing the live stream because, one, I get to interact with people like I did on the Facebook Live thing. And, you know, ever since I started doing it, I've gained a lot of new subscribers ever since I started doing that. So, and I'm very appreciative to all the people that tune into the video while I'm doing the live stream. Also appreciative to the people that have subscribed when they've seen my live stream. So, yeah. But, well, yeah, one more thing before I go. This video's already been 30 minutes. I didn't expect it to be this long, but hey. I had a lot to talk about with Onaga. And I, you know. But, so on the live stream, I was going to give a shout out to Joe Blow's Awfully Good Movies. Because they talked about Jaws 3D. And at the end, they did a little goofy bit where, like, they were talking about how Universal has got Vin Diesel to do a freaking Jaws sequel, and then, like, they show a scene, I guess, from a Street Shark commercial that Vin Diesel did a long time ago, where he freaking has a Street Shark puppet on his hand, and he goes, "Hand Shark!" And then they show Quint from the first one screaming in that, the scene where he's screaming. That was pretty funny. And I was going to give him a shout out for that, but I completely forgot Friday because I got so caught up in trying to beat Mortal Kombat 2, which I did on the second play. Because the first run, I lost that Kataro because Shang Tsung was being a douchebag. But then the second time around, I got up, got through frickin' Shang Tsung, got through Kataro, and beat Shao Kahn. But, yeah. So, but again, like I said, let me know what you guys think I should live stream the King of the Figures, or do you think I should just record it the normal way, then upload it? I don't know. Which I'll have final build of King of the Figures tomorrow, and then I won't be doing a Rust Figure event again until we get around. I'll start the build in September, and it'll go all the way through to whatever day in October I choose to do it. But, yeah. Then I go on my break after that. From YouTube for like a few months. But anyway, yeah. Let me know all that. Let me know if you guys think Onaga and Kataro should be the top two villains in the next mainline Mortal Kombat game. Or do you want to see another mainline Mortal Kombat game, or you just prefer the freaking Legacy collections? I don't know. Let me know about that in the comments. I'll see you guys later. Please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe for more. Follow my Facebook fan page, Mr. Hornsby 83 Show. Follow my Facebook business page, Trigen Toys. And next week, I don't know what I'll do for my final video for Mortal Kombat Month. It'll be on Monday like all the other Mortal Kombat Month videos have been. So I don't know if I'll frickin' review the movie, or if I'll talk about something totally else that I had in my head when I started the video, but now I've completely forgot. But yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Catch you guys later. Peace out.